Okay, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a really critical evolution that's happening in project management right now. It's the story of how the PMO is changing, moving away from being the process police and becoming a true value partner in the business. So let me ask you something, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. In your organization, how do people actually see your PMO? Is it known as a powerhouse, a real value driver, or is it kind of seen as just overhead? A bureaucratic necessity that shows up as a line item on the budget? And that question, it really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. So many PMOs are going through a full-blown identity crisis. They're in this constant battle to prove their worth, to show everyone that they're more than just a department that checks boxes and enforces rules. I mean, take a look at this list. Does any of it sound a little familiar? This is the old school view, right? The PMO is seen as rigid. It's totally process-centric, always focused on compliance. And it's reactive, only showing up when there's a problem. That one-size-fits-all approach, it can feel more like a roadblock than a help, can it? And look, this isn't just about an image problem or hurt feelings. We're talking about a real existential threat here. The bottom line is, if your stakeholders don't perceive the value you're bringing, and that word perceived is everything, then your PMO is constantly at risk of being downsized or just gone. So what's the fix? How do we get out of this trap? Well, it all comes down to a fundamental, deep-down shift in mindset. It's about consciously moving away from that process police role and stepping into the role of a true value-driven partner. And that all starts by adopting what we call a service provider mindset. So what does that actually mean? It means you start thinking of your project managers, your executives, and your team members as your customers. And you put their needs, their success, their satisfaction at the absolute center of everything you do. They become your North Star. And when you do that, the contrast is it's night and day. Look at this. The old way measures success by compliance. Did you follow the rules? The new way measures customer satisfaction. Are the people we're serving actually happy and successful? It's a total reframe, away from internal rules and toward the people you're there to help. So what does this new kind of PMO actually look like? Well, it's defined by a few key things. It's got an intense focus on the customer. It's proactive. It doesn't wait for fires to start. It has a clear menu of services you can get. It builds strong relationships, and it is absolutely committed to constantly getting better based on feedback. Now, this service mindset, it's the foundation for the how. How do you actually make this transformation happen? It's all built on agility. But, and this is important, it's probably not agility in the way you're used to thinking about it. Okay, I have to pause here because this is so critical. Real agility for a PMO isn't about buying new software or forcing everybody to use Scrum or Jira. That's not it at all. It's a much deeper shift in your culture, your behaviors, and your overall mindset. The tools are way less important than the way you think and act. What's really cool is that we can actually take the original Agile Manifesto and just reimagine its core values for the PMO. It means we value people and relationships more than rigid processes. We value delivering useful services more than endless documentation. And we value being flexible and adaptable way more than just blindly sticking to a plan that's already out of date. And let's be super clear about something. This doesn't mean chaos. It's not about throwing governance out the window and letting everything run wild. The goal is to find that perfect balance, that sweet spot between providing the structure and control that's needed while still being flexible enough to deliver real value. Okay, this next part, this might be the single most important concept in this entire conversation. It's all about mastering the art of generating perceived value. You've heard this quote before, right? As beauty, value is in the eye of the beholder. Man, does that apply here. You can do work that you think is absolutely brilliant, a masterpiece of project management. But if your stakeholder, your customer, doesn't see it that way, then for all practical purposes, that value just doesn't exist. So, what this really boils down to is that your success isn't just about what you deliver. It's about how that delivery is perceived. You have to get this. In the world of the modern PMO, perception is reality. Managing that perception is just as important as managing the project itself. I love this analogy for explaining it. It's the Ferrari analogy. Imagine you offer a stakeholder a choice, a real Ferrari or a toy Ferrari. A mature stakeholder, someone who gets the big picture, they see the incredible long-term strategic value of the real car. But a less mature stakeholder, They might just want the toy car because it's an immediate, easy-to-understand benefit. Your job is to figure out which Ferrari your customer is actually ready for. So you're on board. You get it. You want to make this happen. But how do you actually start the journey? How do you transform your PMO from a cost center into a true agile enabler for the business? Well, here's your roadmap. The path forward is pretty clear. It all starts with you and your team developing that adaptive mindset. From there, you build practices that put the customer first, you create a menu of flexible services, you start using data to make smarter choices, and critically, you make sure leadership is championing this change every single day. But please, remember, this isn't a project with an end date. You don't just become an agile PMO and check it off the list. It's an ongoing journey. It's a commitment to continuous improvement and a relentless focus on delivering value to your customers forever. And so we end right back where we started, with a question I want you to take back to your team. Look around at your processes, your metrics, your culture. Is your PMO fundamentally built to enforce rules, or is it truly designed to deliver value? Because the answer to that question, well, that's what will determine your future.